Hello, my name is James, and I was an undergraduate who studied American Studies in the History Department at the University of Sheffield. I currently work as a senior manager in a business facing role for the Department of Business, Energy and Industrial Strategy, or BEIS for short. The organisation is part of the UK civil service, so as a civil servant, I do the practical and administrative work of government. My job is head of rail supply chains, and my main responsibilities are to facilitate an increase in UK content within major rail investment, for example, through influencing public procurement rules reform, ensure the considerations of the UK rail supply chain, whether that be, for example, on preparations for the end of the transition period with the EU, free trade agreements, impacts of COVID-19, the decarbonisation agenda, are understood by the relevant parts of BEIS as well as wider government, right up to ministerial level. And I help to deliver the rail sector deal as part of the government's industrial strategy. This comprises several delivery pillars, such as ensuring the better use of industry data to encourage innovation, as well as enabling the take-up of digital signalling to increase capacity and reduce costs. For both of those pillars, I'm a government champion, which requires me to collaborate effectively with officials in other government departments, client champions such as Network Rail and HS2, and industry champions for major signalling suppliers, so we can all deliver quality outcomes. A typical day includes reading up on the latest issues affecting the rail sector, including the development of hydrogen and battery technology to power trains, attending industry events to speak with businesses and provide them with policy updates and collect intel, and brief ministers and fellow officials accordingly. I really enjoy my job because, like my degree, it allows me to examine issues through a range of different lenses. I'm constantly learning, and it allows me to make a difference, whether directly or indirectly, to my fellow citizens. The challenging aspects of the job include keeping pace with a rapidly changing policy environment and building broad coalitions for action with a sometimes fluid cast list of colleagues whose initial instincts may be to stay in their respective silos. However, it makes it more rewarding when you overcome those challenges, and I inevitably learn something new. The work requires me to have a deep understanding of how to drive policy change through appropriate channels, including how to work with and through a wide range of stakeholders across government, industry, academia, the voluntary sector, for example, in order to deliver results. It was a couple of years after leaving Sheffield University that I joined the UK Civil Service. I'm now working in my fourth government department and have worked in a variety of roles along the way, from providing services direct to the public and to advising ministers face-to-face, from being a finance professional leading the reviews of multi-million-pound IT programmes, to working in strategic human resources on a pioneering randomised controlled trial with a behavioural insights team, from writing speeches for ministers' parliamentary debates, to collaborating with charities on delivering projects to benefit vulnerable members of society. The breadth, scale and importance of what the civil service does never ceases to amaze me. In the future, I see myself as progressing my career in BEIS. Longer term, I'd like to bring my skill set to working in an industry setting and use the final chapter of my career as an educator, because you've got to send the elevator back down. Am I right? And finally, my advice to students would be: stay sharp, stay hungry, and stay humble, because you will inevitably face setbacks at some point. And if you don't, it may just mean you haven't fully engaged enough with life. Good luck.